All right, so this is going to be an under 5-minute presentation on how I have confronted the problem of configuring our classroom for the problems which have arisen in setting them up so that everyone can have a good experience here at Southern Virginia University. And this is going to be presented both in University Cabinet, and I'm also going to send this out to faculty to see if it can help them in thinking about their classroom in a different way. So the old classroom was great. We have TVs in all the classrooms, which they're Apple devices attached to them, and then you could AirPlay to the Apple TV from your iPad. The students all have their iPads, they can take notes, and basically it created this great interactive environment where you can use all the functionality of the iPad. People can see what you're doing on the iPad and interact with their own iPads as well. That, however, is not possible in our new classroom because we are left with people that can't be there, as well as everyone being 6 feet apart and masked. So our new classroom is a little bit different, and the problems there are our virtual and in-person experience with a simultaneous recording is difficult to configure. So we're trying to figure this out. For me, I really use the iPad as my presentation tool. So I wanted to continue to preserve that part of my classroom experience. I do have a few devices available. I have a laptop which I can use. I also have a phone, and I noticed I played with that a little bit. And I still have my iPad, but I again want to preserve the presentation piece as my iPad. And one of the challenges is, can we still create a fluid classroom where the people who are in the virtual classroom and the people in person can interact with each other? And so all of these problems are kind of coming together in the classroom. And this is compounded by the fact that you cannot AirPlay to the Apple TV and cast to Zoom and record all at the same time on one device. So it's not just as simple as just making your iPad do all those things, because the tools available are going to be taken up by each of the different things you want it to do. All right, so here's my solution. What I did, and this took a little time to figure out, went into the classroom, I tried a few different things. My original ideas didn't work, but this has been working for me for the first week of classes. So I first connect the laptop to the PC using the HDMI cord. So that's what I'm doing on the bottom left picture. I then run Zoom on the laptop and start recording the class via Zoom. And so now this picture is being projected onto the TV. I then join Zoom from the iPad, so I have two devices now connected to Zoom. And I share my screen from the iPad to the Zoom session. I can then use the iPad as a whiteboard, show videos, slides, and use it as my primary presentation tool for the classroom. And because the TV is hooked up to the laptop and the laptop is recording, everything that I do on the iPad is being recorded and can be viewed later for asynchronous viewing or review by students. So this is what the students see. If you're on Zoom, which would be like this laptop on the bottom, you can see my iPad. You can see everything I do, and you can hear me through the iPad microphone. On the right, this is the people in class. So they're having a similar experience as before. They can see what I'm doing with my iPad on the TV, and they can follow along with their iPads taking notes and so on and so forth. For a small classroom, again, the iPad is sufficient. The speakers can project the voice of the students on Zoom, and everybody can hear each other. And then my microphone will pick up the people in the class, and they can hear each other, and they can actually interact with each other. And so it's pretty seamless. In my large classroom on the right, it is not quite as seamless, but because I have a lot of students in both Zoom and in class, they can interact in their separate environments. And it's still a very good classroom experience for both. So because of the technology we've had, the setup that we have been given, and the things already in place, we can create solutions that work for everybody in this new classroom.